Hey guys, what's going on? So today we are doing Sanzang. We are going to be reviewing the new natural 5-star. I honestly haven't checked them out much yet. I checked out the Fire Wukong as soon as I got him just because, like, you know, I had him then. But I don't have any of the Sanzang, so I didn't really check them out yet. We're going to be doing that today, and I'm going to be giving my opinions and thoughts on them. Starting out with the Fire one, I believe I have checked this one out already, and it's freaking amazing. It's basically a water Persephone. As you can see here, attacks restore allies' HP in an amount equal to 10% of own max HP. So she is the only one with this powerful of a skill. Dark Jack and Dark Jellion has a similar skill, but it's only 5% of own max HP. They are tanks, or at least Dark Jack is, so it's a little bit better than it being a defender or whatever, but 10% is double. I still think Water Persephone wins a little bit. If we take a look at completely max stats, she has 29.6k HP, and Water Purse has 32.4, so Water Purse is still the most powerful, but Sanzang does come in at a close second. Also, being a defender means she should survive a little bit better. And then we have the 5-star skill, which is just Seal. Persephone's is just Petrification, but 80% for a turn, which I think might be a little bit better than a 2-turn Seal, because typically Water Persephone's active does its last hit after everyone is already done hitting, so it's practically a stun, and 80% for a turn is quite good. Even so, it's not bad. Mainly you'll be using her for her 3-star skill and not her 5-star anyway. Looking at her Evo 2 6-star stats, it's about what you expect. Very high defense though, which is good. I would build her full HP naturally to take more advantage of the 3-star skill, there's no question about that. You do want to try and get some good resist substats, but definitely 3 full-fledged HP gems, maybe even on the HP set, although you could go with the resist set as well. But yeah, HP is by far the most important, followed by resist. Overall, an awesome healer, and good that we finally have someone that could maybe replace Water Persephone. Still think Water Persephone is a little bit better just because of her higher base HP and the fact she has Petrify instead of Seal. Regardless, is still a very, very close second. Looking at the Water Sanzang now, we got 30% of own HP back. That is a big chunk of HP, so very good for survivable, but then we just have some saps here, 70%, 2 types, 2 turns. It's an okay sap, but saps aren't really all that great. I mean, now with like the golems having less resistance and more HP, saps may be a lot more useful than they used to be for golems, at least. They do work on titans now as well, so sap isn't like totally useless or anything, it's just a little bit of an underwhelming skill. Regardless, she'll have very good survivability, not only being a defender, but healing 30% with every 3-star she uses. For her, I would recommend going with the typical HP defense setup, because as you can see here, she has a ton of defense at 6-star Evo 2. Not very much HP, but you want to get more HP to take advantage of her 3-star skill. And with 1 defense gem, she should have plenty of defense to complement the HP, and vice versa. Also, I forgot to check out the variants. Let's go to Evo 3 for the variants. Here's the normal. See, it's always the same with these fires. They always go to the freaking weird purple stuff. I don't like that. It's always the same, I swear to God. With Wukong, let's check out him. Maybe it's different. No, it's not different. What about him? Different? No, it's the same. Every single time it's the same. They always go to this weird purple, pink, violet, whatever. Same with him. He's a little bit better, but it's still boom, boom. I know. It's just what's to be expected. We're already actually done talking about water, so we're just gonna check out its variant. I don't know. Not too much of a change. I think I prefer the normal more. This one's a little bit, I don't know. I think it's the wand here. It goes into a kind of a too explosive color for my tastes. Okay, we're moving on now. Now we have the Wood Sanzang. Ooh, a pure attack breaker. 90. Whoa, that's kind of weird. 90. I think this is the first unit with 90%. Like, we have some 80s, we have some 70s, we have some 60s, 1 or 2 100%, but never seen a 90 before. 90 is still very high. Would like it to be 100, especially since it's only for 2 turns and not 3. But so it's okay. The 5-star though is very weak. 60% for 2 turns. I do like the attack break though, especially for titans. At least the 5-star skill is not strong enough. 3-star I guess is okay. 90% is pretty high. That's almost 100. But yeah, as a peer debuffer and being a tank, again, I would go with the same general survivable setup, HP defense. Because looking at her skills and typing, she's really only there to get that attack break off, not to do any damage or anything. So yeah, that's how I'd go. Again, resist is always very important, especially later on when there's debuffs flying around. And if you're planning on taking her into Astromon League, She could be useful there, actually. Attack Break really dampens the amount of damage the opponent is doing. She would also need to have some resist there as well. But yeah, all around solid if you really want an Attack Breaker. And Attack Break is very useful in Titans as well, so solid unit. Taking a look at the variant, wow, that goes very colorful. Actually, why the hell is this? Is this the normal one? That looks like a light. Am I on light or wood right now? This is definitely more wood, and this is the variant. Well, that's weird. Why is she so light type? I actually didn't even notice that until now. Okay, really weird is what it is. Moving on to the light now. Ooh, we got a Battle Rush Astromon here. Balanced, Battle Rush, and 70% one-turn stun. So, decent, very decent, at least for Astromon League, I would say, because of the stun. Also, it'll have good survivability, and the stun will go off sooner because of the SP refill. 70% is a little bit low, I would say, for a 5-star. I typically like to see at least 80%, but it's okay. I mean, still solid. 6-star stats are looking good as well, with 27k HP, 2100 attack, so yeah, balanced. Course recovery, freaking the highest out of those three, which I don't like to see, but definitely a solid light Astromon. But again, with NAT5 light darks, good luck ever getting one, because yeah, unless they implement something where it's a bit easier to get NAT5 light darks without selling your house, all I can say is good luck. Gym-wise, balanced. I know this is getting a little bit repetitive at this point, but I'm thinking you should go with the general survivability build with her as well, because she restores 20% of her own HP every turn, so you want to have a lot of HP there to take more advantage of that. And then stunning is just a pure CC debuff, so you want her to survive. You probably could also go balanced, like HP attack defense, and she would probably be still pretty survivable, but I'm not sure if survivable enough to get off a few of these AoEs. Ultimately, the choice is yours. I would probably go balanced myself, just because I like to throw an attack gem on balanced types. I just like to see them do more damage. But it might be better, especially if you're planning on bringing her into Astromon League, to go full survivability. But regardless of what you're going to do, make sure to get resist. Very much resist, especially because she's a light type and will have 0%. So maybe even the resist set would be good for her if you can't get really good substats. Moving on to the dark one now. What do we got? Ooh. Attacks restore own HP in a proportion. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, and then Hunter. So this is an amazing one. Personally, I really like it. Hold on a sec, we gotta go check the variant. Just go to Evo 3. Kaboom! Yeah, it's just kind of the same with the light types, always going to this blue stuff. Let's check him. Yeah, always going a little like white bluish every time. White blue, white blue, white blue, white blue, white blue, white blue. Well, there's a little bit of purple in there. Whatever. Going back to the dark one now, I think this is probs the best one out of them all. That may be a little bit biased. No, never mind. The fire has to be the best. The fire has to be the best because it's the only other one besides Water Persephone that has such a powerful 3-star healing passive skill. But dark has to be a close second. You have this survivability here on the 3-star and then extra damage here on the 5-star. Really like that. Can restore her own HP. Also being an attacker, a dark attacker. Dark attackers are so freaking awesome because they have that natural 100% crit damage, so they're already going to be doing a lot more damage, even if you don't go like Ruin or whatever. And then also having the Hunter skill, nice. With dark types, I typically go Intuition set because my crit rate substat luck is always pretty bad. But if you can get some good crit rate subs, then you can go Ruin, have even more crit damage. Then I may recommend going full glass on her, crit rate attack. She'll be very squishy, but if you're going Ruin and you have the Hunter skill on a dark attacker, you kind of need that second attack gem to balance the crit damage to the attack anyway. Of course, you could go crit rate attack HP or so and still do tons of damage while having some survivability, but maximum damage, you'll have to go crit rate attack. Ruin set, good crit rate subs, blah 3k base attack is pretty good for an Evo 2 6-star. Of course, HP and defense are a little bit lower than average, but that's how it is with attackers. Personally, I would build her crit rate attack HP on the Intuition set, just because I know I won't get her to 100% crit rate with the crit rate subs stat luck I have, and she'll still have 150% crit damage on her 5-star even without any substats of crit damage. And also I like my Astromons to have a little bit of survivability as well, and that's why there's the HP HP gym there. Some may argue defense is better in this case because of the HP siphon skill, and that is debatable. There would need to be some tests done and such, so I'm not really going to go into that. I would probably just think that with how much damage she's outputting, she should be able to heal pretty much a lot depending on what the enemies are and if they're very tanky defense-wise or HP-wise, because of course HP-wise she'll heal more and defense-wise she'll heal less. Also, that last survivability gem could depend on if you're bringing a shielder or what type of lead you're bringing, etc, etc. I just typically go HP because I know in general it has better survivability than one single defense gem. Taking a look at her variant now, whoa, that goes way different. Very, very different. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like the red at the background there, at the banner. Everything else though, I think I like a little bit more maybe, because I'm not really sure I like all the purple either. This would be good, just, I don't know, the red kind of is a little bit off-putting, because this black is kind of more gray. Maybe if it was like pure black and red, like I kind of like black and red, but like this is more like gray and then red. I'm not sure if I like that. That's enough rambling from me. I think I got a comment on my last video saying they actually do like the rating system, and I don't think I got any complaints about it. I haven't checked today though, so I'm not sure. Maybe there are complaints. So I'm gonna go ahead and rate to worst from best like I did with the Wukongs. Honestly, they are all pretty solid, so it's a little bit hard, but I'm gonna have to put water at rank 5 just because sap isn't as useful as a lot of the other skills and pretty much all the other skills that all the other ones have. Sap is definitely still useful, but it's just not as useful as like attack break, defense break, etc, etc. And the 3-star skill is good as well, it just doesn't really make up for it. Like her whole kit as a total, I would say is probably the worst out of all 5. Still a good Astromon, just I think the worst out of the elements. At number 4, I'm gonna have to put the light Sanzang because while Battle Rush is a rare and pretty powerful skill, I don't think her stun chance is really good enough to even out the Battle Rush or the whole kit in general. I'm putting Wood at number 3, basically because, well, attack down is useful. This could be 100%, but attack break is very useful. It's a good Astromon all around. It's just that I feel Dark at number 2 is better. You have the self-sustaining and the extra damage, and just, it may be a little bit biased. You know, I just like damage dealers, and also damage dealers with self-sustain is amazing. And of course, as most of you probably guessed, Fire is gonna have to be number 1 because Water Persephone is the only one that comes close to the power of the Adrenaline skill here, and it's a very, very powerful passive healing. Oh yeah, we were actually upgrading some gyms earlier, so let's check this out real quick. Maybe we got another reward. I mean, it said we had a reward available. Maybe we have 2 rewards. We have 367 points. Jesus Christ. And we need freaking 4,330. Kind of bad because I don't want to do Rebirth this month. So yeah, it's going to be very hard. I'll probably do that weird gym upgrading thing I saw on Reddit where you like upgrade a 1-star gym to like +3 or something and then sell it. And it doesn't cost too much gold. It's just very grindy. So probably I'll have to do that near the end because it doesn't look like playing normally is going to net that legendary egg at the end. But yeah, I guess that'll have to do it for today's video. Have you pulled any Sanzangs yourself? How triggered are you that I'm still calling her Sanzang? Leave all that good stuff down in the comments below. Also make sure to drop a like if you did enjoy, I would really appreciate it. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.